Welcome to round 4 of competition in the new PBA League. 8 5-man teams featuring the world's best bowlers, with each team owned by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. On top of the standings, Billie Jean King's New York City WTT KingPins, who've made their 4th straight final. Meanwhile, Jerome Bettis' Motown Muscle, the team that defeated the KingPins last week, may miss today's final entirely. Joining those two teams here at Detroit's Thunderbowl lanes, Chris Paul's LAX, Terrell Owens' Dallas Strikers, Kevin Hart's Philadelphia Hitmen, Chris Hardwick's Silver Lake Adams Splitters, Lamar Woodley's Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, and Jesse Williams' Brooklyn Styles. It's team versus team competition with the goal of capturing the season-ending Elias Cup. Welcome to the PBA Winter Swing from Thunderbowl lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. I'm Lon McCarron with Randy Peterson. Another full slate today, beginning with the PBA League Clash, followed by a 4-team Baker format stepladder competition, capped off with a crowning of an individual titleist in the Don Carter Classic. And what a matchup we have for you. Jason Sterner back in the TV finals against Wes Malott, Randy.
Well, the last time we saw Jason Sterner, it was his first time on television at this season's World Series of Bowling. He'll have his hands full with former Player of the Year, Wes Malott.
The Brooklyn Styles are the team to beat as the #1 seed. The New York City WTT KingPins hold down the 2nd seed, and the Silver Lake Adams Splitters will take on the team which wins the upcoming Clash. As we take a look at the Clash lineup, 11 bowlers for the teams that are not on the stepladder, trying to earn their way to the 4th spot on that team stepladder. And as you notice, the Strikers from Dallas have 4 players, all at the bottom of the lineup of the Clash. And Norm Duke is here with JT Action Jackson to describe his strategy.
So Norm, we noticed that you have 4 of your players at the end of the order. We just want to know, what was your strategy for that?
Yeah, I got all 4 players at the end. First of all, if we're looking at a 6 count, I want always to be last so I can throw it straight down the middle and have a free ride. Lastly, in this format, if 3 guys are tied at 9 and they're the lowest man, we may have our last guy throw one out the window just to keep 3 in and take 1 out. Because if that 4th bowler is to bowl 9, we're all out in 1 shot. So I think we get more options this way is all.
Sounds like you got it under control. Good luck.
The highest seeded team from qualifying allowed to put 4 bowlers in the Clash. That is the Dallas Strikers. The next highest team has 3 bowlers and so on. Each bowler throws 1 ball per frame. The low pin count and ties will be eliminated until one man stands alone, earning his team the 4th rung in the stepladder team finals. Mike Scroggins, the first man to go from the Motown Muscle in this PBA League Clash.
Honestly, I think that's excellent strategy by Norm Duke and the rest of his team.
He's got his thinking cap on. Scroggins comes out with an 8 count, so that is where the bar is set for the other 10 bowlers. If they can beat the 8 count, Scroggins will be the one out here in the first frame.
And Scroggins not the only southpaw in this Clash. You also have Parker Bone III and Rhino Page, as you see that shot coming in just a little light.
So this Clash to determine which team will be, for lack of a better term, Randy, the wild card on the stepladder finals. Mike Devaney now from the Philadelphia Hitmen. Solid bowler.
Well, it also helps your team, or gives your team a chance to accumulate more all-important points as these teams eye their way to Indianapolis and a chance at winning the Elias Cup.
Absolutely. The higher your finish, of course, the more points your team earns. A maximum of 12 at the top of each stepladder. Osku Palermo from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, who have 2 players. Another 9, and Osku is safe. Here's a look at the standings coming into today's competition. The New York City WTT KingPins with a 5-point lead over the Motown Muscle, followed by the Brooklyn Styles and the Philadelphia Hitmen. Remember, after 5 rounds, only the top 4 will travel to Indianapolis in April to compete for the season-ending Elias Cup. Here's Parker Bone III for the LAX. And a 9 for Parker, so he'll be sticking around. Interesting that the 3 LAX players you see here in the Clash were all in last weekend's USBC Masters final. Bone, who finished 4th, eventual runner-up Wes Malott, and the man who took it all down, Jason Belmonte. Up next for the Jackrabbits, Canadian Dan McClellan. Dan, a native of Windsor, Ontario. McClellan with our first strike of the Clash. Big Wes Malott now from Pflugerville, Texas. And we will see Malott later on in this show in singles action, trying to bounce back from his USBC Masters loss in the Don Carter Classic title match. He'll go up against Jason Sterner later today. Malott needs 9 or better. So what do you got? Jason Belmonte, Wes's teammate today, but last Sunday they were adversaries in a thrilling title match at the USBC Masters. It all came down to the 10th frame where Belmo was perfect, capping off a 6-bagger. That meant Malott would also have to strike out in the 10th in order to win. Wes got the first one, but would leave the 3-6-10 on his second ball, earning the title for Belmonte. The final score, 258-245. The Masters, the first major championship of Jason Belmonte's career. And the Masters champion stays alive with a 9.
Tried to ring 10 on that one.
He tried to ring 10 on that one.
A lot of 10 pins early.
And another former Masters champion comes up now. This is 2003 winner Brian Smith for the Dallas Strikers as we near the bottom of the order. Opens up a little extra strategy for the franchise player. Strike from Smith. And so Scroggins, the first one out of the gate, remains the man on the bubble with his 8 count. Scroggins could only sit and watch as his fate envelops in front of him with Rhino Page, Norm Duke, and Amleto Monticelli to bowl for Dallas. Dallas teammates enjoying their owner's company here this week. Terrell Owens, NFL great. Rhino Page has been good in this format. Come on. There's Terrell, a huge bowling fan. Shows up early, stays late, signs autographs, visits with the fans. He's a great promoter of the game.
Boy, talk about inspiration. Just having him on your bench has got to be something pretty special for these players.
And he's learning more about the game, too. That's what he's in it for, I think. Norm Duke, franchise player. And he gives Scroggins new life. Scroggins will stay alive into frame 2 after that 7 from Duke.
Well, getting back to Norm's strategy, now the strategy for Monticelli would be to get either less than 7 and keep Norm in, or get more than 7.
You don't want to lose 2 players if at all possible. If he does throw 7, they're both gone. Low pin count and ties. Good ball. That's all 10. Franchise player Norm Duke knocked out. So Dallas now with 3 players. The PBA League Don Carter Classic is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. The USBC, enhancing the bowling experience for millions of bowlers. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com. Motive Bowling, high-performance equipment with a fresh perspective. Get motivated. And by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. One of the finest surviving examples of Roman Baroque architecture in the United States is the Motor City's Wayne County building, completed in 1902. And surviving is what this clash is all about here at the PBA League Don Carter Classic. The team of the last man standing will advance to today's stepladder final. While we were gone, 6 more players went to the sidelines, including Masters champion Jason Belmonte, as well as his LAX teammate Parker Bone III. The Dallas Strikers had already lost Norm Duke in round 1, and Brian Smith would follow his fellow striker to the sidelines with this 8. And things just got worse for the Strikers. Malott Monticelli was the next to be eliminated, followed by the last remaining striker in the clash, Rhino Page.
That lane, I tell you.
And following the Dallas Strikers out the door was Pittsburgh Jackrabbit Dan McClellan with a 6.
So Motown, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and LAX bowlers left, all trying to vanquish this man. Motown Muscles Mike Scroggins.
Come on.
Yeah!
The Scroggins bump.
Yeah. And the only southpaw left, and that's, I feel, a big advantage. As long as Mike Scroggins can do what he likes to do, he's not going to see a lot of transition. As he bumps that weak 7 late, pulls the string.
Devaney now.
Good shot, bad result.
Well, if there's one guy who can make you pay for your mistake, it's the guy on the approach right now from the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits, Osku Palermo. And Osku comes up with a strike. Yeah, he knew it. He was walking away.
Well, and it had to be 10 or he was going to get knocked out with Mike Devaney.
Devaney with the 9 count there is eliminated. The Hitmen have no men left. And now we are left with 3.
Scroggy, Osku, Malott. Boy, at the start of this man here got off to a pretty rocky start. We didn't think he'd be around this long.
You didn't think he'd be around this long.
Wow. Let's see, he bowls for Motown. Jerome Bettis, the bus. Oh yeah, that thing you just threw me under.
Scroggins with a strike in the 10. He's not going anywhere.
Apparently not. Didn't know you were clairvoyant, Lon.
Oh no, don't hand it to me yet.
Back on the right lane, and this bodes well for Mike Scroggins. These players on the right side of the lane making big moves, and let's see if Osku can get the ball not to go high.
Osku, a good ball there.
High flush. 10-pin falls late, but it still falls. All the pressure back once again on this man right here, AKA the Beast. Let's see if he's got anything left. Made a big adjustment the last time he was on this lane, and it was the right one to make. Not sure if he's going to keep moving or not.
Now he's bowling behind Osku with such a huge rev rate.
He should have moved.
Yep, and Malott's gone. And we're down to 2.
It's like bowling behind Osku Palermo is like taking off behind a jumbo jet and you're in a Cessna.
You just never know what kind of turbulence you're going to get, huh?
Just massive jet wash.
So it's going to be either Motown or the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits earning the 4th rung of the stepladder team finals. Scroggins opens up the 11th. We're down to our final 2.
Oh. Yeah! Sure, they love you when you're striking every ball. Where were you when he got 8 the first ball when this thing started? They were nowhere to be found.
7 in a row for Scroggins from Motown, putting the heat on Palermo from Pittsburgh. The Jackrabbits need a strike or this one's over. Oh, what a mixer.
That was nasty.
And we're going to the 12th.
Remember, I said that if this ended, it would probably end on this right lane. And I'm going to stick to that. I got a 50-50 chance.
Scroggins. 7 in a row. Trying to keep the heat on. Oh! The Scroggins bump.
Oh, see, more of his teammates are joining the party. Mike Scroggins, a little light switch zone here. Watch this. Oh, yeah. The 5, the 6, and the 10 go late. He's running them out, and it's definitely a party at Scroggies.
Again, the heat on Osku. He needs to strike. Can he do it? Yes, he can.
Well, at least now Osku doesn't have any traffic in front of him, just Osku traffic. He's probably pretty familiar with that kind of transition. And look for this to be an even fight now.
A high-level battle of bowling chicken. Great logo for the Motown muscle. Scroggins again. Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. 10 back. The frozen rope again right at the 1-2. It just falls back into the pocket. Hard to believe you could say fall back when you're pointing it up first arrow, but on a 50-foot oil pattern, throwing it pretty straight like that, I guess it's possible.
Do you have an extra scorecard I can use? I'm running out of room.
I'm out of paper.
Palermo again needs to strike, and he doesn't.
Done.
Who is moving through? The Motown muscle and Mike Scroggins. He brought him all the way.
That was a great match. A great Clash match.
Mike Scroggins carries the Motown muscle on his back into the team stepladder finals. And so the Motown muscle will be in action when we come back to take on the Silver Lake Adams Splitters. Come on back. I knew it was Scroggins. So the Motown muscle move onto the bottom rung of the stepladder to meet the Silver Lake Adams Splitters in our first match coming up in just a moment, all because of Amarillo's own Mike Scroggins. And Randy, I want to talk to you about that. Scroggins with such a gutsy performance. I knew it all the way, by the way. And that brings up another point about team bowling. How much does his inspirational performance carry over onto this team now? Is it going to boost them to greatness now tonight?
I don't know, Lon. Why don't you answer that? You picked him.
You're right, I did.
I mean, it's all about momentum now. And Mike Scroggins has energized his team, has gotten them into the stepladder finals, and given his team an opportunity to win more points.
And right now, they are going to bowl in the first match against the Silver Lake Adams Splitters. Let's take a look at the Motown lineup. Mike Fagan has made a switch with Ronnie Russell. Fagan will bowl first. Russell in the anchor position. Jesse Buss second, Smallwood third. Scroggins not bowling in that anchor position. He'll be fourth.
Did Fagan not just witness what Mike Scroggins did? I know he was back there rooting him on.
Fagan will lead it off. He is the franchise player of the Motown Muscle, the wild card team in this PBA League matchup. Fagan, the king of swing.
Well, you predicted Mike Scroggins in the Clash. Your predictions now?
I'm done. No, man.
What?
I am done.
The crystal ball's broken? What?
I know how to quit when I'm ahead. I come from the poker world, my friend.
Oh.
Not that I've ever been able to quit when ahead.
Such a cop-out.
So each of the team members bowls 2 frames. Fagan will bowl 1 and 6.
Last miss, last miss.
Bus 2 and 7, and on and on. Teams will switch lanes after 5 frames. Spare for Fagan, and now Nathan Bohr of the Silver Lake Adams Splitters, 26th overall pick of franchise player Chris Barnes.
My question is, who came up with the Silver Lake Adams Splitters name for that team?
I got to think it was owner Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, see, only Billy Hardwick's kid can come up with that name.
Billy Hardwick, a Hall of Fame PBA bowler, and his son, Chris Hardwick, is a comedian, entertainer, podcaster, owner of Nerdist.com, a very funny website. And Chris loves bowling, loves to promote bowling, and couldn't wait to be a part of this PBA league.
Billy Hardwick,
for both teams.
Excuse me, Billy Hardwick, one of the greatest players to ever shoe up or lace up, and
I liked it.
obviously good genes. Seeing how his son and partner Chris Barnes won the Chris Ball Celebrity Classic.
And it's pretty apparent that his son inherited some of those bowling genes, as he demonstrated at this season's Chris Paul PBA League All-Star competition. Hardwick and his partner Chris Barnes faced Bill O'Neill and Kevin Hart of the Philadelphia Hitmen in a strike-filled title match. And when the smoke cleared, Chris and Chris had come out on top 270 to 267.
Boy, and in dramatic fashion, too. I mean, Hardwick with the strike in the 9th to set up Barnes to go 3 in a row to win it, and that's what Barnes did. Barnes fresh off surgery, too. Jesse Buss for Motown. Strikes have been hard to come by, we have noticed in league action. And whether or not it's jitters or the pattern or the lanes or something about the grandeur of this event and how much fun they're having, but the strikes are not rolling off the fingers. Buss from Belvedere, Illinois, cleans it up.
Well, 2 pretty good back-to-back shots for Motown. Fagan and Buss both go ringing 10. Both balls nicely in the pocket. Remember, after 5 frames, these 2 teams will switch lanes. As you see the first of the tandem Englishmen getting set to throw here for the Silver Lake Adams Splitters, Stewie Williams.
Williams finished 3rd to Jason Belmonte and Wes Malott in last weekend's USBC Masters as the number 3 seed.
Hey, look, another ringing 10.
Yeah.
Right behind you. Blue grips.
All spares so far in this opening match. The winner of this match will take on second-seeded New York City WTT KingPins. Pete Weber, the franchise player. Tom Smallwood from Saginaw, Michigan. 1 tour title made him a legendary player in PBA lore, national headlines, the World Championship, after doing a lot of the precursor work right here at Thunderbowl Lanes. And there's Smallwood. He gets a nice round of applause as these fans here at Allen Park and Thunderbowl Lanes are backing their hometown Motown muscle.
See that shot by Tom Smallwood, very similar to the two-handed style of Oscar Palermo and Jason Belmonte. The difference is Smallwood puts his thumb in just past the first knuckle. He still cradles it and cups it, but only using one hand.
Dom Barrett, the other British bowler on this Adam Splitters lineup, and he matches Smallwood. Even match so far. And there is the man of the hour, Mike Scroggins, with a little extra cheer coming up from the crowd. He's the one that got them into this stepladder final. He was the only Motown muscle bowler in the 11-player clash. He took them all down.
Yeah!
And he stays hot.
And again, he's not bowling anchor. Why?
Exactly.
Are you serious? Man, that team, the Motown guys, they must know something that we don't, because after what we just saw in the clash, it would seem to me that logic would put Scroggy in the anchor position.
Josh Blanchard. Blanchard from Gilbert, Arizona, with a messy leave. Like his captain, he started Wichita State. PBA Rookie of the Year, like his captain. And there is Chris Barnes, the franchise player who drafted Blanchard. He said Josh is a young shot maker, rare to find. This 25-year-old trying to clean up the mess he left. And he does just that.
Well, you don't know how easy he just made that spare conversion look. It's actually a split because the 2 and the 7 were separated. It's like the bucket without the 4-pin, add the 7. Very difficult conversion, and Josh made it look easy.
That was a powerful ball moving through there. Ronnie Russell, former leadoff hitter, into the anchor spot. That makes it 3 in a row for the Muscle. They are inspired by Scroggy, no doubt.
That was the triple slap off. You got to get some ointment for your hand after that one.
That was after 3 in a row, so I had to go triple. Barnes, the anchor man for the Adam Splitter team, and he comes back with a strike. The teams are going to switch lanes. We're going to come back. We've got a great, entertaining match. Motown Muscle taking on the Silver Lake Adam Splitters. This is the PBA Winter Swing.
This is Chris Hardwick, owner of the Adam Splitters. You are the Adam Splitters. That means I own you. So you'll be fine. Whatever happens out there, let's just have fun. But it'd be really great if you won. That would be the most fun.
Chris Hardwick, one of our team owners. As mentioned, the son of PBA Hall of Famer Billy Hardwick. And named after bowling announcer Chris Schenkel. Quite an honor indeed. Nerdist.com. You might want to check that out. They do a lot of bowling on that site as well. Also, Chris writes for Wired Magazine and done a stand-up special, Chris Hardwick Mandroid. So Mike Fagan, the franchise player for Motown Muscle, up by 20 pins.
Teams have flip-flop lanes now. Remember, Motown started on the left lane. Now on the right lane.
Fagan still trying to find his swing, and it looks like he's found it at a perfect time to put the hammer down on Silver Lake.
Well, his nickname is King of Swing. That looked like a pretty good swing. His first shot looked pretty good when he rung 10. And now Motown really flexing some muscle. There's that Gumby-like arm swing, hits the foul line pretty soft and smooth, and you can't really throw it any better than that one.
Fagan with high fives all around from Motown Muscle. The Adams Splitters down 30. Nathan Bohr now. Another 10-pin. He's only got one ball left in this match, barring a roll-off. A lot of strong finishes in big events on tour. Still looking, though, for his first win. He converts.
All right, dude.
But they're in trouble.
Well, this guy's bowling on the right team. Motown Muscle, Jesse Buss, Muscle.
The Bus, Jerome Bettis. And Jesse leaves the head pin and a couple others.
Well, he over-muscled this shot. Bad shot here by Jesse Buss, and just a total whiff right here at the bottom of the swing. Gets it way too far right on a 50-foot oil pattern. That's got no chance of getting back unless somebody took a towel to the outside part of the lane. Yeah. Well, that whole frame there was very suspect. The way he shot the spare, I mean, he could have missed that real easy running away, missing the head pin with the first shot. That would scare me if I was on his team. I'd have to have a little chat with him.
Up next, one of the two Englishmen on the Adams Splitters. We mentioned Stuart Williams finished third in last week's USBC Masters, but he and teammate Britt Dom Barrett have both won here on the PBA Tour. Williams brought home the Bear Viper Open last season, while Barrett was the winner in the 2012 Scorpion Open over eventual Player of the Year Sean Rash.
The third-seeded Silver Lake team with some ground to make up. He says, come on back, come on back.
Come on. See what they've got. Come on.
Stuart Williams trying to rally the troops, get them going. Not much they can do if Motown Muscle keeps striking.
Oh, God.
Smallwood says, uh-oh.
I stuck every shot in that lane. That's terrible.
Things are starting to get interesting. Hear him say he's stuck every time he's thrown a shot on that right lane. Goes high, leaving the 3-6-10. Fortunate not to leave a big split, and now he's got a tough little spare ahead of him.
Uh-oh. Open frame. That makes it a lot closer.
Awful. That's a bad shot. Every shot in that lane.
Stuck on that lane too?
Yeah. It's 3 for 3 on that lane.
And that brings Dom Barrett to the line for Silver Lake, who late in this match now find themselves with a decent opening. Can Barrett deliver for his team?
Wow, what a great shot. They get the opening. Dom Barrett makes the shot, and he doesn't carry the ring in 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Motown's advantage now 13. Barrett trying to keep this man's team in it as best he can.
Mike Scroggins now steps up, and his team needs him desperately. They need him to do what he did in the Clash portion of this tournament, and that's to strike right here in the 9th frame.
Scroggins hasn't missed for a long time since the 4th frame of that Clash that went 13. 7 pin. The streak is dead.
Hard to believe he didn't strike. He did make a nice shot, though, and only leave a ring in 7. But Motown Muscle can still shut out the Adams Splitters. A spare here, and then Ronnie Russell striking out in the 10th frame. And that'll be enough, as their max is 222 with a spare here from Scroggins. The best the Adams Splitters can shoot is 219.
Whoa, yeah.
We heard a lot of that during the clash, and everything was big strikes after that.
Flipped on that one a little bit.
Some of that 7 pin.
Scroggins with the spare. Now Josh Blanchard went 6 spare in his 4th frame.
Big shot coming up here for Josh Blanchard. He can set up the 10th frame for franchise player Chris Barnes and give them a shot at winning this.
The bench looking on there, man, as Blanchard delivers, and he delivers.
Great shot. Very nice.
Well, he did exactly what his teammates asked him to do, and he stepped up and ripped the rack, and now it's anybody's ball game, and it's going to come down to who outperforms who here in the 10th frame. Is it going to be that man right there, Ronnie Russell, or is it going to be franchise player Chris Barnes?
Down to the 2 anchor bowlers for each team. Motown Muscles, Ronnie Russell. He's up to the task. Part of the work done now for Russell here in the 10th.
One more of those and 8 pins, and Ronnie Russell, Motown Muscle, and the party at Scroggies will continue.
Chris Barnes knows he may not get a chance to win this match. He's trying to channel Mike Scroggins right here. Oh no!
7-10.
What a devastating blow to the muscle. The big split left by Ronnie Russell.
Pocket 7-10, and it's a good shot, and it just extremely unlucky here. Ronnie Russell needs to get one of these. They'll shoot 211. That'll force Chris Barnes to double in the 10th frame.
Somewhere lane. There's a bug.
Well, that's still 210. Chris Barnes needs 2 strikes here in the 10th frame and 2 pins. 2 strikes, 2 pins. The Splitters move on.
Chris Barnes, the anchor, the franchise player. One of the big men right now on tour. You see what he needs to move through to meet the KingPins of New York City. Strike, strike 2. Barnes in this position during the Chris Paul event needed 3 strikes in the 10th and delivered. Step 1 right here. Can Barnes deliver the strike? No, he cannot.
Flat 10 and it's over.
And Barnes leaves that 10. And the luck of Mike Scroggins continues. The Motown Muscle will move through to take on second-seeded New York City WTT KingPins. That when we return.
The PBA League Don Carter Classic is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Deviate. We are Deviate. Tonight, we bowl. Brunswick. Find your next ball at bowlwithbrunswick.com. And by Track. Evolutionary. Revolutionary.
Back at Thunderbowl Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan, this PBA League Don Carter Classic. Semifinal action now between the Motown Muscle and New York City WTT KingPins, because the Motown Muscle have moved through the Adams Splitters 210 to 199 to take on the number 2 seed KingPins. Let's take a look at the KingPins roster. Tommy Jones is going to lead things off. Jack Jurek, followed by Pete Weber, the franchise player. Scott Norton and John Zerbinski, the team owner. None other than tennis legend Billie Jean King.
And for those of you wondering why John Zerbinski is bowling anchor, it has something to do with the fact that he averaged over 257 in this event.
Tommy Jones is going to get the kick. He does.
Still pushing big wheels. Let's go back in time. What year is it? Good job. Good job.
Tommy, one of the best trash talkers out here. He's not afraid to give it.
Did he go to the muscle bench first?
Oh, yeah. He had to rub it in. Went over to DJ Archer first, the alternate. There's DJ right there. He gave him the business first and then just kind of spread the love as he went back to his bench.
Oh, boy. Fagan now, the franchise player for the Muscle, went spare strike in their match against the Atom Splitters. Yeah, they all go down one way or another for Fagan.
Gets TJ a little wink after that one.
On lead off, right?
Great to see so many of PBA's biggest stars on the same lane, and this team bowling really brings you like an all-star event every time we're on. Jack Jurek for the KingPins in the second.
Run it down.
Yuck.
Could have been worse.
I mean, it had ugly written all over it when this ball got to the pocket. It just got kind of into that in-between zone where if it was a little bit right of that, he carries the wally. If it's a little bit left of that, it's high flush. And instead, it's like that weak 10.
All right.
Good start, brother. Good start. Good shot there.
All right, Jesse Buss, a couple of spares in the first match.
That lane? Yeah, just a little bit.
That first match, Jesse's last shot, he got a little wild and missed the head pin and then came back with a marginal spare attempt, even though he did convert. But for him to rebound and make a better shot here.
Buss, 28 years old. Average age on this team, just over 35 years old.
He's struggling on this 50-foot pattern. He gets it going a little bit too far right. It flags the head pin. And then when he gets it going up the lane, he's not able to reduce his rev rate enough to keep the ball on line. It breaks loose right in front of the head pin. And now it's a 3-6, 7-10 split.
Open frame for the Muscle. Can you have Scroggins bowl every frame in a team event?
No,
No,
it's illegal.
can't do that. All right. Pete Weber, franchise player for Billie Jean King's team, the New York City WTT KingPins. 50 years of age now, PDW.
And what's scary is now he's eligible for the senior tour as well as the national tour.
He could be double dipping very soon. Patiently waited for that ball.
Huh? Wow. Is anybody scared yet?
Weber did average a moderate 222 throughout qualifying on the Don Carter 50-foot oil pattern. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of, but not the numbers that Scott Norton or Zerbinski put up for that team.
All right. All right, guys, come on. Come on.
Bowling third for the Muscle, Tom Smallwood.
Tom Smallwood, it's a nice round of applause. Finds his team down by 11. Good time for a pick-me-up here from Smallwood. Saginaw, Michigan resident. That thing nailed down?
somewhere around here.
Yeah, it looks
Close
like
enough.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so Smallwood now trying to convert.
Stand for Smallwood and the Motown Muscle. KingPins lead by 11 pins.
Still an 11-pin delta between these two. And that brings Scott Norton to the lane.
We saw Scott here in the Motor City going for his second title of the season in the Mark Roth Classic, but Norton couldn't get the job done against a very motivated Michael Haugen Jr., leaving not one but two big fours in the 9th and 10th frames. It was the third career win for Haugen, who was the only top 20 player not drafted onto a PBA League team.
That's a good ball from Norton. And the KingPins finally get back to the strike zone.
Well, the Southpaws have this 50-foot pattern figured out. A little less traffic on their side. We know what Mike Scroggins has done to this point. Let's see if he can keep the gravy train with biscuit wheels rolling. He's the reason why his team is still in this.
The man of the hour, Mike Scroggins from Amarillo, Texas. 48 years old, 8 titles, 2 majors. Yeah. He's begging to be in that anchor spot.
And he's not pulling anchor wide. I mean, one of the things that anytime I ever had success on a 50-foot oil pattern was I tried never to give the pocket away. And so straighter was always greater. And even if you could figure out to get your ball to roll early, kind of check, and then when you missed left, it would lay there for a right-hander. You missed right for a left-hander, just kind of laid there. They seem to have the most success. That's exactly the way Mike Scroggins is playing this oil pattern.
Saw Ronnie Russell trying to get some good luck off of Scroggins back there with that hug. Russell next up for the muscle, but here is Zerbinski for the KingPins.
Well, this is the first time we've seen John Zerbinski in the anchor position. He's been leading off just about every match for the KingPins, so not sure how comfortable he is in this position. This guy's done some great bowling on television, seeing how it's his first ever televised appearances, and it came via the winter swing. But he's done some great bowling, but he's never been in this position.
Not an easy pickup. You got it. That's a pro.
All right, good shot.
All right, guys.
KingPins stay 11 ahead of the muscle. Ronnie Russell now the anchor man for the muscle. Russell went strike 8. First match against Silver Lake. Bowling in the same position. Not to be for Russell.
A lot of torque and a lot of power in that body when he goes to let go of that bowling ball. That big high backswing, body turned sideways. A lot of stuff going on right now. Ronnie Russell looking at a single pin spare conversion to keep this to within 11.
This brings us to the halfway point of this match. The winner will take on the Brooklyn Styles as Russell in the anchor position leaves an open frame.
Needs some bevel.
Suddenly the KingPins up by 23. When we come back, the teams will switch lanes. The winner with a chance to bowl in the finale. Back to Allen Park, Michigan in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Billie Jean King, owner of the New York City WTT KingPins, and I'm here to tell my team that I'm with them all the way, and let's go for it.
The KingPins following Billie Jean's advice so far here in Detroit with the advantage over the Motown Muscle. Billie Jean King had an astounding tennis career, including 39 career Grand Slam titles to her credit. But the tennis legend, who was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009, says she's always gotten more satisfaction out of participating and winning in a team environment.
There's a much deeper connection for me personally when I played on a team for a city than when I played as an individual. It's amazing what happens. It's really transformational if you're not used to playing on a team and you finally do.
That passion flourished when King co-founded World Team Tennis back in 1974 and played in the league, first for Philadelphia, then New York. Today, she co-owns World Team Tennis and sees ownership in the new PBA League as very similar to what she has accomplished in tennis.
I think the PBA League and WTT, they're really kind of hand in glove, really, very similar. With Milan World Team Tennis, we have both men and women, and I'm the only team with the WTT. That's why we named it WTT, World Team Tennis. KingPins, we're the only team that has a woman with Kelly, so I'm thrilled.
Kelly is Kelly Kulick, the only woman to ever win a PBA title with her victory in the 2010 Tournament of Champions. After that accomplishment, Kulick was instantly compared to Billie Jean, so it only made sense that one of King's first moves as a new owner in the PBA League was to acquire Kulick as an alternate in a trade. And as the league expands in the future, King hopes more of the PBA's female members will participate.
If you watch a Milan World Team Tennis match, you see my philosophy on life. That is it. That's the way I would like the world to look. Men and women cooperating as a team and just trying to win.
And no matter the sport or whether she's a player or an owner, Billie Jean craves victory. So what does her team need to know?
You're on a team now. Get out of yourself. It's not just about you. You know, it's just not about me anymore. It's about my teammates. How can I help my team be the best we can be every single time we go out to play and compete? You know, and let's compete. Let's go. One ball at a time, stay in the now, and kick butt.
And there is Kelly Kulick, the alternate on this KingPins team. She's looking forward for a chance to shoe up for the KingPins. Kulick can only bowl here in Detroit if another player cannot, but that will change in April should her team make it to Indianapolis for the Elias Cup. Alternates will be eligible to compete there, so Kulick could be in the lineup if her team so desires. The KingPins up by 23 as Tommy Jones kicks off the sixth.
Oh, TJ with a little lucky roll.
I can't do that, see? Woo! That was like ESPN Classic right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Fagan now leading off the second half for his Motown muscle, down 23. Get it done now. And Fagan does.
Mike Fagan is perfect. He threw a shot.
That was for Dell.
The first frame that struck, and now he is repeated in the sixth frame, so he's done his job. Now he needs the rest of his team to pull their Motown muscle, or weight, so to speak.
Very nice. Jurek now for the KingPins. They have the advantage. Wow, with balls like that, the KingPins are not going to be headed.
Great shot, great shot.
Well, the Ripper, he steps up and throws a pretty good shot here, and he knows his team's working on a strike, so he says, hey, best thing to do is to double up.
Jesse Buss of Motown Muscle.
Time.
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's a good comeback.
Never know, down the line.
Boy, they need it too. They got to keep striking to get back into this, down by 23.
Pete Weber going to do what he can to keep the pressure on, a fact appreciated by his KingPins owner.
Oh, I love Pete Weber. He's my kind of guy. Passionate, cares, he's a winner, he's edgy. It's good. It's great for the sport because you always need that type of person. I love him. I think he wants to win, you know, and I love guys who want to win.
Wonder how good a tennis player Pete is. Maybe Billie Jean has a spot for him. This summer, World Team Tennis kicks off its 38th season on July 7th. Here's Weber in the 8th.
Yeah! Come on, guys. Let's go. Right on. Come on.
Way to work, Weber.
Smallwood now for Motown Muscle, down 23, working a double. 3 in a row.
This is starting to get interesting.
Boy, that 7-pin went down hard, Randy.
Well, their max score is 226. Scott Norton, if he strikes here in the 9th frame, they'll be in the 220s, as you see the last strike thrown by Smallwood.
They're doing all they can do right now. All strikes for Motown Muscle in the second half of this match. Same for the KingPins.
Boy, and how big is that whiff 10-pin by Russell looking right now in the 5th?
Norton keeps the train rolling.
Lead back up to 33.
Just got to do what they can do.
Well, that puts them in the 220s, the high 220s, okay? Mike Scroggins has got to strike on this ball for Motown Muscle to have any chance. He strikes here, and it's up to John Zerbinski to get really good count and a mark in the 10th frame to shut out Motown Muscle. But it starts right here with Mike Scroggins.
The Scroggins have one more piece of magic left in his bag.
Oh!
Well,
there won't be any pressure on Zerbinski now.
Right. How does it miss the 7?
Yeah, well, he can't figure it out either, and I think he liked that shot. And boy, he just missed the 7-pin by about 6 feet.
And that will do it. Scroggins did all he could today. Just ran out of magic here in this semifinal match. Just a formality for John Zerbinski and the New York City WTT KingPins. And he does manage a strike, so they strike out on the backside of this match. And it will be the KingPins taking on the Brooklyn Styles, owned by actor Jesse Williams. It's an all New York City finale here at Thunderbowl Lanes. Stick around, it's going to be a good one. Welcome back to Thunderbowl Lanes, getting ready for our final match. Brooklyn Styles, New York City KingPins. One of these teams will take maximum points. First place walking away with 12, 8 points for second. All the other points already handed out. All the teams trying to become one of the top 4 to go to the PBA League Finals in Indianapolis and try to take down the championship, the Elias Cup. Brooklyn Styles, the #1 seed. Here is their lineup, a formidable one indeed. Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the leadoff spot, followed by the Ryan corner, Simonelli and Schaefer, Sean Rash, and then Jason Sterner. Here's Deadeye to open things up. Home, baby!
Let me give you a scary number here, Lon. The Brooklyn Styles led the qualifying highest average. That's why they got the #1 seed for the stepladder finals in this team event. They averaged for 40 games as a team over 238.
Ouch.
Some big numbers.
Very big numbers. If anybody is up to the task, it could be these KingPins. Tommy Jones in the semifinal match went strike. It's a battle of styles and attitude.
That's about as straight as you'll ever see Tommy Jones throw a bowling ball. I can promise you that. Again, that's the 50-foot Don Carter oil pattern. That great form. Look at that athletic move at the bottom of the swing there. And
Ryan Simonelli now for the Styles here in the second.
And Ryan Simonelli got a break when that 10-pin fell.
big break there, not splitting, leaving only the 4-7. But a nice break here for Ryan as his ball cuts right through the nose, and 10-pin goes late, but it goes.
Simonelli trying to convert here in the second. No problem.
Hey, Lon, am I missing something?
What's that? Oh, no Mike Scroggins.
Is Mike Scroggins not in this,
You're right.
not in this match?
Felt a little empty, right?
I know. I was like, I felt like I lost my dog or something. It's like, where is he?
He's off to play some numbers somewhere, I think.
Good Lord. One just had to be jackpot.
There's a lot of bowling balls to choose from out there.
It's all right, Jack. We know you're old and you're tired, and you know, you picked the wrong ball. I would have done the same thing.
Jurek comes through with a big ball for the double.
I found it, Randy.
Yeah, Jack. All right, here's a Jack. Jack's another gym rat, and the reason why he's able to still stay competitive out here at age 48. Hits the weights real hard. He's in great shape, but there's that down and in look, and that's something that's very near and dear to my heart.
Ryan Schaefer now for the top-seeded Brooklyn Styles. Have to come in and head off the momentum of the KingPins here. And Schaefer does what he needed to do.
Got a lot of 40-somethings on this, or in this match, rather. Ryan Schaefer, 46 years of age. I said Jack was 48. Jack Jurek's actually 49. I was just trying to cut him some slack. This guy here is 50. Bunch of old guys that can really bring it.
Pete Weber now. Trying to get his team 3 in a row. He says, stay. Oh!
Bam!
Well, I didn't think bowling balls had ears, but apparently when Pete Weber throws them, they listen. He said to skate. That ball pushes just a little bit farther down the lane, tripping the 4-9. Watch this pin action here. 4 and the 9 go late. Hey, it's the Pete Weber signature chop.
Pete almost threw a hip out turning around, too, after that happened. Sean Rash now. Yeah. Rash knows how to answer any chop.
There's Sean's wife, Sarah, and the couple recently made an announcement via their Facebook page. This photo says it all. A new Rash on the horizon. The first child for the couple due in August. Congratulations to them.
KingPins up by 10. Perfect so far. Scott Norton on the approach. That just did not sound good.
Oh, you saw Simonelli do it for the Styles.
He broke that down a lot.
He broke his split up. Unfortunately for Scott Norton, he does not break out the 6-7-10. He's going to try to slide that 6-pin over into the 7 and make this.
Norton left with a big 4, nearly converted, got 3 of the 4. He does open up here in the 4th.
Pick me up.
Here's Jason Sterner now for the Brooklyn Styles. We're going to be seeing Jason bowl Wes Malott later on for the Don Carter Classic title. Sterner and Wes Malott still to come in this broadcast. The anchor man for the Brooklyn Styles, and there is why.
And speaking of styles, there's a nice one to emulate right there. Jason Sterner, what a great game. He's got a lot of power in a very simple game. There's a good style to copy right here. That shoulder open, great balance at the foul line, hand underneath it, nice and straight right up the back. A great result.
Here's John Zerbinski, the anchor man for the Kingpins.
This is a perfect opportunity for this young man to step up.
Boy, his team needs it after Norton's open in the fourth.
And right now, this team here is saying, hey, get us off this right lane.
And they will get to move as the two teams will switch lanes.
Little trip 4-7-10 in your face.
Little Scroggins magic for the Kingpins. The Brooklyn Styles and New York City Kingpins will continue their match in just a moment from Thunderbowl Lane. We got a good one. Brooklyn Styles and the Kingpins from New York City looking for maximum points in this PBA League battle. The Styles owned by actor Jesse Williams, and the ladies tell me he's the heartthrob yet prickly doctor on Grey's Anatomy. Done that since 2009. He's a huge bowling fan. Appeared in Brooklyn's Finest and A Cabin in the Woods. Also a pretty good athlete, played in that NBA All-Star Weekend Celebrity Game last year. He won the Celebrity Invitational Shootout at the Chris Paul event in 2012. And here another Williams, Walter Ray.
They related in any way?
Should be interesting.
We're all related in the overview.
I don't know if you should use prickly and doctor in the same sentence. I mean, that would make me uncomfortable.
I can understand. Walter Ray. Styles up by 15. 10-pin.
Well, the teams have now swapped lanes, and Walter Ray on this right lane here, you can see just how subtle that down lane movement is off of this 50-foot oil pattern. It only leaves 10 feet left for that ball to hook, and Walter Ray was running out that weak 10. You know, he hasn't missed a spare since 1988.
You know, I believe you.
Where I wanted. Just a hell of a guess. Just wasn't the right one.
Tommy Jones now. In the semis, he went strike. He struck in his first in this match.
And this team has a pretty good idea of how both lanes are playing on, and I don't see this adjustment going to the left lane as being a huge struggle for Tommy Jones.
Tommy won his 14th title a short time ago in Japan, the International Bowling Championship.
Oh, Brooklyn's a suburb of New York!
Well, technically it's a borough in New York City, but close enough, TJ.
I think he just slammed them, but not really sure.
I think that's what he likes to do. Ryan Simonelli for the Brooklyn Styles. Got a lot of kick there, but the 10 remains.
Good guess.
I'm new here. Let me know. If a left-hander goes opposite side, is it still Brooklyn?
Sure, Lon.
Simonelli now. Converts.
All right, guys. Come on.
Styles up by 3 now. So Jack Jurek now for the Kingpins. He was middle strike, 3 in a row to lead off the Kingpins. Boy.
now lead by 7 pins.
Well, look who's back in the lead.
The KingPins, they are one tough team.
3-bagger, open 3-bagger. 7-pin advantage for the New York City KingPins. Now the Bulldog, 8th frame, Ryan Schaefer.
Schaefer struck in the third.
Push! Yeah.
All the momentum swinging to the KingPins.
Well, this team had to make the change and go from the left lane to the right lane, and it's been a guess for every player, starting with Walter Ray to Simonelli to Schaefer. The guess has not been correct. The New York City KingPins have had nothing but time all day long on this TV pair. They basically have a blueprint as to how to move and how to adjust every time they switch lanes, and it's been a huge advantage for them.
Schaefer needs a miracle.
Oh, and he got it! Great shot, bud. Great shot. Great shot. Great shot.
What a shot from Schaefer.
Gets the ball to the right side of the 3-pin, slides it into the 4-pin. Just a great shot by one of the best tour players that's ever been out here, Ryan Schaefer.
What a save by Ryan. Pete Weber now in the 8th, working on a 3-bagger. How smooth is that?
There's not too many that's ever thrown a bowling ball better than that guy in this game. I don't care who you're talking about. I don't care if it's Earl Anthony, Walter Ray Williams. There's not too many that's ever thrown the ball better than that man right there.
His counterpart on the Brooklyn Styles. Oh boy, how did that 7-pin stay anchored?
How hard can you really throw it? I heard one captain.
So now the Styles need another miracle conversion here.
Yeah, this is just a terrible break. Really nice shot for Sean Rash, and look at that 7-pin. That's just unfair.
Hold on.
That 7-pin is bruised from being hit so hard, Randy. It might still be moving.
Karma. I'm sorry, God.
Bounce in front.
That one had some mustard on it.
Yeah, and it was fast, too.
All right, Scott.
Tough break for the Styles as they find themselves down 23 now as Norton comes to bowl his 9th. Scott Norton makes it 5 in a row for the KingPins.
Huh? It almost hit the 5-pin.
44-pin lead, 1 frame, all but over. All they got to do is stay upright, no matter what Jason Sterner does.
Sterner still has a singles match. Nice ball from Jason. That was the first step here in the 10th.
Jason's got another match coming up against the beast, West Malott, for the Don Carter Classic title.
On this same pattern.
Match is over.
And so, with today's victory, the KingPins earn 12 points and guarantee themselves a trip to Indianapolis and April's Elias Cup finals, as do the Motown Muscle and the Brooklyn Styles, who are tied for second with 33 points. Who will be the fourth team to join them, and who will be the top seed in Indy? Find out as preliminary play concludes at the PBA League Earl Anthony Classic in 3 weeks on Sunday, March 24th. More bowling action still to come with an individual PBA title match between former Player of the Year Wes Malott and Jason Sterner. It's the Don Carter Classic next. Team competition all done. Time for an individual title to be handed out, the Don Carter Classic. Don Carter was pro bowling's first superstar. He came to prominence in the 1950s and was such a popular figure that in 1964, he became the first athlete to ever receive a $1 million endorsement deal, a sum absolutely unheard of at the time. Carter passed away last year at the age of 85, but the Hall of Famer will always live on as one of the very best to ever play the game. Our finalists today, Jason Sterner looking for his first PBA title, and top seed Wes Malott, the man we saw lose a heartbreaker last week at the USBC Masters. Both of these guys dominated this pattern during qualifying, and you're looking for some high scores here, aren't you, Randy?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think either one of these players is going to have trouble hitting the pocket.
Yes, baby.
And he starts off with a strike. Throws the gauntlet down to 28-year-old Jason Sterner. Sterner's 5th year on tour. 6 regional titles from McDonough, Georgia. 2nd TV appearance this season, the other when he finished 4th at the World Series of Bowling and the Bowler's Journal Scorpion Championship.
He was the only player using his thumb on that telecast.
Doherty ended up winning that. Tom Doherty. And Sterner matches Malott in the first.
Yeah, Tom Doherty, no thumber. Oscar Palermo and Jason Belmonte. There's, take a look at Jason Sterner's arsenal. He's wearing the Mean Streak Brawler. Used to be Lon McCarron's nickname back in the day.
I wish. Jason told me that ball has been working wonderfully for him. Despite splitting the forefinger, you see the bandage on it. That was day 1 of qualifying when he did that. And here he is in the championship match at the Don Carter Classic, looking for the double.
That's a good sign anytime you see the 6 cut the 10 out like that. Watch the 6-pin, second to the right, just slap the 10 silly. Sterner pulling the string on all 10 there.
Both of these guys dominated the qualifying. Seemed to find a groove in this pattern.
Go, baby!
Strikes a lot, comes through with his own double.
Well, the players bowled 8 games of qualifying, and then the field was cut. And when the players went into match play, it was 9 games of match play. You get 30 bonus points for winning a match. And Malott went 9-0 in match play when he averaged over 265, throwing the IQ Tour Pearl, or as I like to call it, Goldie. Malott's overall average 255, Sterner's 251.
Oh, wow, a devastating break for Wes Malott on the left lane.
The ultimate in bad breaks. Pocket 7-10 for Malott right here. Ball looks pretty good, and then when it hits the pins, it just doesn't go through him hard enough to get either the 7 or the 10 out.
Malott makes the best of a bad situation. After 2 strikes, he opens and opens the door for Sterner. Sterner qualified 3rd after match play, 6-3 in match play. He can put a hurt on Wes Malott right here. Can he start to put the hammer down on Wes Malott? Yes, he can!
Nice shot there. He takes advantage of the open frame and just makes a great shot for 3 in a row and a 24-pin lead through 3 frames. Now the question is, can he maintain this pace, this intensity for 7 more frames?
Still early in the match. There's the definitive 4-bagger from Sterner.
Great start to this championship match for Jason Sterner. Takes advantage of the pocket 7-10 left by Wes Malott. But this isn't Wes Malott's first rodeo. He's been in this position before. Jason Sterner has never bowled for a title. I wouldn't count this big guy out just yet.
Oh, he knows patience is a virtue. He just needs to keep doing what he does best. That's a good rebound for Wes Malott. Head to the online store at PBA.com and check out all of the officially licensed PBA apparel and merchandise, including 8 different styles of PBA League t-shirts. Other items include hats, polos, jackets, hoodies, and more. Simply click the shop tab at PBA.com to get started. Wes Malott needs to get restarted. Doesn't get the kick.
Okay, now I'd start to worry. Not panic, but definitely I'd be concerned right now if you're Wes Malott. And the concern would be that left lane.
The question now, is Jason Sterner a finisher? And as you mentioned, he hasn't had that opportunity on the PBA Tour to be in this type of position, bowling for a title. There's Tom Strobel, the proprietor of Thunderbowl Lanes. They've been fantastic hosts to us all during this week. A great proponent of the game, taking care of a piece of bowling history here with this bowling center. 94 lanes in the 2 buildings. Jason has never bowled in this set of lanes. This is a different building from the big building just next door. But he has shown he can handle it.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh, it did.
He's into it, throwing great shots. He's got 5 in a row. He's got a huge lead. Needs to keep his composure. He still has a little ways to go. Gonna plant there at the foul line. As soon as he lets go, but he knows it's 10 in the pit.
Come on.
Let's not get ahead of yourself, Jason. Still got some work to do.
The last 5 frames will tell us a lot. Sterner working on his first title. He's got the front 6.
Tell you what, this guy normally is pretty calm, cool, and collected. He is so jacked right now.
West. Malott down by 54.
That one hurt.
Yep, that one hurt. And his knee, as you mentioned when we saw him before, torn meniscus in that left knee, and it had loosened up enough this week where it didn't bother him that much on the lanes, but you can tell it is hurting. Malott has been limping around off the lanes here at Thunderbowl. He says he might have it worked on in April.
Our next show, the PBA League Earl Anthony Classic on Sunday, March 24th, where we find out which 4 PBA League teams will head to Indianapolis to compete for April's season-ending Elias Cup. Also on that telecast, individual competition for the Earl Anthony Classic title between reigning PBA Player of the Year Sean Rash and this season's PBA Chameleon champion Scott Norton. That's in 3 weeks, Sunday, March 24th, here on ESPN.
Jason Sterner on the precipice of breaking through on the PBA Tour at 28 years of age. Malott, former Player of the Year in the 08-09 season. Yeah, he's still got some spark left, but maybe too little, too late.
If Jason Sterner were to go on and win this Don Carter Classic Championship, he will knock Doug Kent out of the Tournament of Champions.
Come on. Make the move, trust it.
Sterner still perfect through 7.
Pretty safe bet he's going to win his first career title now. Can he go all the way and bowl the perfect game in doing so?
Hit the move. Trust it.
Sterner with some ardent fans here at Thunderbowl Lanes. As both of these players look down at the visage of the late Don Carter. This tournament held in his honor, passed away at the age of 85, and Sterner is the man of the hour.
25 years since a Player Bowl 300 en route to winning their first title in the title match.
That was 1988 when Bob Benoit threw a perfect game against the legend Mark Roth in the championship match at the Quaker State Open in Grand Prairie, Texas. Benoit would go on and win 3 more PBA titles in his career, but none of them could ever be as memorable as his first.
Sterner with the front 8. Malott down by 75. The drama gone from the heads-up battle, and now it is up to Sterner battling himself. Jason Sterner trying to stay focused, trying to make a huge mark here in the bowling universe.
Malott just trying to get out of the way for Sterner.
Come on, get you one.
Big West showing some real class there. The second week in a row we've seen him in a title match. Sure, he's disappointed, but it's good to see his game back on track. So Jason Sterner, perfect through 8. One job, all but taken care of.
Let's move.
9th frame. So far, so good for Sterner.
Oh, baby.
He needs help. Oh, baby. He dances away from his 9th in a row. Oh, and his girlfriend, Andrea Yonke, in the middle. Big smile on her face.
Come on, Jason. Take your time, compose yourself, and throw 3 great shots here and do it.
Jam at home, baby. Jam at home.
Jason Sterner with his first title in hand. Trying to put that out of his mind. He needs to be perfect 3 more times. It looks like he's getting away with murder.
He looks surprised. He's throwing it great. He's got a little bit of room. Okay, he's got a lot of room, and he's throwing the ball great. I mean, don't be surprised. Just get up there and believe you can do it.
Sterner cracked a big smile after that one. Jason Sterner, 1/3 of the way through here in the 10th.
Move. That's a move.
2 strikes away from perfection. Can Jason keep it going? Yes, he can. He's 1 away.
Do it, Jason. Do it. Come on. What a way to win your first title.
Come on.
Bob Noy, Quaker State.
Make the move.
Grand Prairie, Texas.
Make the move.
25 years ago.
This, the toughest shot he'll make all week. Jason Sterner looking for the perfect game to win his first PBA title. Can he do it?
No! Oh my!
Randy! The 10-pin swept away, leaving Sterner with a 299 and his first PBA title. What a way to announce yourself, Jason Sterner. Sterner, the Don Carter Classic winner. Don Carter would be proud of that performance.
Boy, and would he ever? What a great performance. Check it out. As soon as it leaves his hand, everybody's on their feet, including you and I, only to watch a nasty ring and 10-pin. 299.
Sterner got so close to perfection in the title match, but still the key is he has broken through on the PBA Tour. Jason Sterner is our champion. The PBA League Don Carter Classic is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Storm, bowlers serving bowlers. Storm is the bowlers company. Columbia 300, Columbia bowls the world over. And by Jack Link's Beef Jerky, feed your wild side. Welcome back to the Don Carter Classic in Allen Park, Michigan. A scoreboard that Jason Sterner will forever remember as he takes his first title, 299-235 over Wes Malott. Time for the Geico Championship recap. Randy.
Well, Jason Sterner steps up in the 10th frame looking for perfection. The first shot was perfect. Second shot, perfect. Third shot looked perfect. except for a nasty ring at 10. He wins his first title, 299 to 235.
And he's down with JT right now.
Jason Sterner winning his first PBA Tour title, man. How does it feel?
Absolutely amazing. This is everything that I've worked for. It's just as amazing as I thought it would be. I thought I threw it good enough to get 300, but hell, I'll take 299 instead. That's fine. But oh my God, what an incredible feeling. I mean, all the time that I've been spent on the lanes, all the time that I've been just working, man. It just feels good to finally just say, got the monkey off my back, you know. Feels good. Great feeling.
Well, congratulations, man. Keep it going, baby.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Action.
What a performance by 28-year-old Jason Sterner from McDonough, Georgia, 5th year on tour. 9 perfect games, came so close to number 10. We're going to take a little break, 3 weeks, and come back on Sunday, March 24th, 1 Eastern on ESPN with PBA League action, the Earl Anthony Players Championship Finals. It was a magical day at Thunderbowl Lanes for Mike Scroggins as he carried the Motown Muscle into the team stepladder finals, but alas, the Muscle could not finish the job. No, that was left to the WTT KingPins, who were in maximum points in their march towards their goal of winning the Elias Cup. Congratulations also to Jason Sterner, so close to perfection in winning his first PBA event. For JT and Randy Peterson, I'm Lon McCarron. Thanks for watching. Come on back next time for more PBA Bowling.